I think we are all ready to begin. My name is Bill VanGorder. I'm the past chair and senior spokesman for CARP Nova Scotia and the host of these webinars that CARP does regularly. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This webinar will be recorded, and when it is edited in about a week, you'll all be sent a link to the recording, so you'll be able to review it and perhaps share it with your friends and family who also might be interested. Also, during the webinar, as usual, I'd ask you if you would put any questions you have in the chat, and we will make sure that I will monitor the chat, and then at the end of Judy's presentation, we'll make sure that your questions get answered. So we are ready to begin. I'll continue to let people in as they come, but we don't believe in making the people who came on time wait for those who are late. So I want to introduce to you from Spring Physiotherapy in Dartmouth, and one of our good CARP friends through Zoomer Physiotherapy, and Laura Lundquist, who you've all, or many of you have heard before. I want to introduce Judy Umansky. And Judy, I'd ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll look forward to the presentation.
Great. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Judy Umansky. I'm a physiotherapist here at Spring Physio in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And getting off to a great start. There we go. Just a little bit about me. I've been a physio for more than 39 years. I was trained in the US, and I've actually been here in Canada for about 2.5 years. And I did have 11 years with Johns Hopkins healthcare system in the US. I have been working with older people for almost my entire career. I have special interest in pain management, balance issues, falls prevention, and helping people delay or avoid joint replacement and back and neck surgeries. And I like working with athletes, with anybody who just wants to feel stronger and more confident in their daily lives. So before we go any further, I'm going to do a little self-screen here. I'm going to ask you all to read these questions and jot down anything that you find applies to you. So do you have trouble getting out of chairs or off of a sofa? Do you fall back into chairs or a sofa when you try to stand up? Do you have to use your arms to help you when you stand up? Are you unsteady when you first come to standing? Do you have to pause before you start walking to make sure that you're steady? Do you take short steps or shuffle because you're worried that you'll fall? Do you keep your feet apart when you stand and walk to improve your balance? Do you walk with your arms out to the side to improve your balance? These factors are all markers that give us information about decreased flexibility, balance, and strength. If you answered yes to more than 3 of these self-screen questions, it may indicate an increased risk for falling. The flexibility, balance, and strength are essential components of keeping us safe, and physiotherapy can help you improve your flexibility, balance, and strength, and to help reduce your risk of falling. Clearly, it's very important. I'm repeating it, and it's highlighted. It's everything to be strong and flexible and have decent balance to help keep yourself from falling. So from today's talk, I'm going to ask you to, pardon me, we're going to hope that you have a better understanding of the normal age-related changes that affect our risk of falls, to be aware of how to keep yourself safe both inside and outside your home, to know you can have an impact on your risk of falls, and to be enthusiastic about setting yourself up for safety and success as you get older so you can keep doing the things that you love. We're going to talk about lifespan versus health span, risk factors for falls, the normal age-related changes that affect your falls risk. We'll do a small exercise demonstration, and then we're going to talk about safety tips. Joyce Sonata is a wellness speaker and coach who reminds us that if you don't take time for your wellness, you'll be forced to take time for your illness. Do things today that your tomorrow self will thank you for. You don't want to 5 years from now go, oh man, if I'd only done those exercises, I could probably get out of this chair now. It's much better to act today. So lifespan versus health span. The average life expectancy in Canada for women is about 83 years, for men 79 years. If we talk about the health adjusted life expectancy, which is the time that someone is healthy and free from serious disease, for women, it's about 71 years, for men, 69 years. And these numbers matter because that means for women, there's almost 13 and a half years of life that has reduced quality. For men, about 10 years. That's a long time to not be able to do the things that you enjoy. There is very good news. You can positively influence your health span. As we all know, a healthy, balanced diet and avoiding smoking and alcohol consumption are extremely important, but also maintaining intellectual stimulation, maintaining social connectivity, making sure that you've got social supports. It's an extremely important part of being human. Even for those of us who are introverts, having social connection helps keep our minds sharper. Maintaining a routine of moderate exercise and reducing your risk of injury and falls. So let's talk about what a fall is. The World Health Organization defines it as a fall, is an event which results in a person coming to rest inadvertently on the ground or floor or other lower level. That means that if you are trying to stand up from a chair, but you don't quite make it and you fall back into the seat, technically that's a fall. If you're trying to get it from the side of your bed and you have to take a couple of shots at it and you still wind up back on the bed, that's technically a fall. Falls are the leading cause of injury for people age 65 and over. 1 in 3 adults over the age of 65 will fall this year. 50% of those who fall will sustain injuries like a hip fracture that threaten their mobility and independence. Mortality from all causes over time is 3 times higher for those who have sustained a hip fracture due to a fall. And that is talking about people who have things like diabetes and COPD. Those things can actually increase your risk of mortality with a fall. Risk factors for falls, some are modifiable, some are not. The ones we can change are our ages, unfortunately. If you have a history of falls, chronic conditions affecting the sensation in your feet, like peripheral vascular disease or diabetic neuropathy, and some advanced eye conditions like glaucoma and macular degeneration. Excuse me. The things that we can modify include medications. Some people are sensitive to certain medications. They might get lightheaded or dizzy for something. If you think that one of your medications is causing that kind of problem, you must speak with your family doctor to make sure that there is not an interaction or that you're having issues. With maybe your blood pressure getting dropped too low. Talking to your pharmacist can also be a very useful resource. And proper use of gait aids includes the Nordic poles and support poles that Bill frequently teaches people about. Canes and walkers, if they are wonderful, but if you are not using them properly, they can become trip hazards. Vision and glasses. Some people do great with progressive lenses. Some people do horribly with them. And if you need to determine which is best for you and then make sure that you're moving safely with them. Fear of falling can be modified, and it is a risk factor for falls. If you're afraid of falling, you are altering how you move, which in turn can make your chances of falling increase. And then there's our flexibility, strength, and balance. All of those can be improved and all are essential for reducing fall risk. There are normal age-related changes, or decreased cardiovascular endurance, decreased flexibility, decreased strength, and decreased balance. This just happens as we get older. We can even see it in our pets. These things just change. However, there is more good news. Those same age-related changes can all be modified and improved. Your endurance, your flexibility, your strength, and your balance. And yeah, how can these things be changed, you may ask? Well, unfortunately, it is not the pills. It is, as you guessed it, exercise. The Canadian Physical Activity Guidelines for people 65 and older state that to achieve health benefits and improve functional abilities, Adults age 65 and older should accumulate at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic physical activity per week in bouts of 10 minutes or more. That sounds like a lot, and it can actually feel a little bit overwhelming, but you don't have to go from 0 to 150 minutes. You can start with walking around your living room, if that's not something that you do consistently, if you're not someone who gets out of the house very much. You can walk out to your mailbox, and instead of coming right back into the house, go past your house a little bit and then turn around and go back. That little bit of increased activity, anything that you do, is going to have an impact and will build up and help you be stronger. It's also beneficial to add muscle and bone strengthening activities using major muscle groups at least 2 days a week. Those with poor mobility should perform physical activities to enhance balance and prevent falls. I think that anybody who is over the age of 65 should be performing physical activities to enhance balance and prevent falls. And a lot of the activities that and balance, exercises that I'm going to talk about today incorporate balance as well as the strengthening. And more physical activity provides greater health benefits. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing a minute so I can show you these exercises, the sit to stand and the heel raises. So I'm going to alter my screen just a little bit. Okay, Bill, can everybody see me okay? Can you see my feet? I'm assuming that's okay. All right, so with support going up on the heels. You can do this at the kitchen counter. You can do it behind your recliner, behind a dining room chair. It's very simple, it's very safe, and very effective. It works on your calf muscles and your thigh muscles. It actually also helps your abdominal muscles. The sit to stand exercise is an absolutely essential exercise. It works on your glutes, your quadricep muscles, and your abdominals. It also is a balance exercise. So you're standing up, sitting back down. Very straightforward. And if you do enough of them, I usually recommend people start in sets of 5 and just to see how you feel, maybe do 2 or 3 sets of 5 and take it from there. The next exercises are balance exercises, the tandem walk and the single leg balance. The tandem walk, as you can see, is just walking from heel to toe. The best thing to do for this when you're at home is to just hold on to your kitchen counter and then just like you're walking a tightrope, just walk, turn around, go back in the other direction. It's very simple, but very important for improving your leg coordination and helping your brain remember what good balance is. The other exercise is standing on one leg. And that's it. Again, holding onto a chair or holding onto your kitchen counter. And the flexibility exercises. This is basically a calf stretch and a hip flexor stretch. They look very similar, but they are different. The calf stretch, your heel is down, and we're stretching the back leg here. And then for the hip flexor stretch, you actually bend the front leg and then the back leg a little bit, the heel comes up, and then we're getting a stretch in here. Those flexibility exercises are extremely important, especially with balance, with walking. Okay, now we're going to talk about safety. In the home, you want to make sure that you're keeping walkways and doorways clear. So laundry and clothes in the bedroom, bedclothes, I've seen people trip on the clothes that they flung off the bed, or these really pretty corners that hang off the corners of the of your bed. Great places to trip. Shoes, shopping bags, trash bags, loose cords or wires, child and pet toys are really need to be out of the way. If you have to step over something, it's a problem. Remove and secure throw rugs. Like you can use rug tape, commercial rug pads, or rubber drawer liner. Go to the dollar store and just buy a roll of rubber drawer liner and stick it under your rugs. It works really, really well. But if you don't want something that's going to slide on a wooden or ceramic floor, you can secure edges of large area rugs with rug tape. On the stairs, please don't place items on the steps, especially on the sides where you use the rails. Don't hang coats and other items on the newel posts or on the rail where you're going to be having your hand. It's a definitely a great way to slip down. Wear well-fitting slippers or shoes with rubber soles or skid socks. I had a client just the other day who told me that she was going down the stairs in her socks, and before she knew it, she was at the bottom of the stairs. She had just, like all of them, just flew right down because she was just wearing the socks and wasn't paying close enough attention. Always keep one hand on a rail and be aware of how your glasses affect your depth perception. We were talking a little bit earlier about your readers in progressive lenses. Different people respond to different things. If you know that you're having trouble with your readers on the stairs, maybe, pick them up before you start down the stairs and just make sure that you know where you're going and where your feet are. Keep walkways and stairways well lit. Put a light on before getting out of bed, or use motion detection lights. Those are really great. You put them in the plugs between your bed and the bathroom, and they just light your way. You can also please make sure you're putting on the light before you go up or down the stairs. That includes outdoor areas. Excuse me. Rolling chairs. Before you stand up, turn your chair so the back is against the table or desk to make sure the chair isn't going to be rolling away from you. Just really make sure that it's solidly planted and before you actually try to stand. Using a rug under a wheeled chair so the chair doesn't roll as easily is also very helpful. Move frequently used items to easily reached areas like lower shelves that are a little bit lower down to the counters. Move things that are like down below up onto the counter so that you don't have to use step stools or bend over to reach low cabinets. The bathroom. You want to make sure that you're using a secure non-slip mat in the tub or shower if it doesn't have a textured surface. Consider grab bars in the tub or shower. You can actually get grab bars that clamp onto the side of the tub. There are suction cup grab bars that can adhere to a wall. They don't work on really small tiles, but on larger ones, frequently they will fit just fine. Be sure the mats are on the sink, toilet, and shower are secure and that the non-slip backing hasn't worn off over time. I think we all will look at a mat and go, wow, that looks really nice. Yeah, I've been washing it for the last 5 years, but it still looks really good. So I'm just going to keep it. In the meantime, all that non-skid stuff was worn off the back. And it's almost like being on an ice rink. It's just so slippery. You can get that rubber drawer liner from the dollar store and just tack it on, and with a little bit of needle and thread, and it's got a new backing on it. And that's so much safer than just thinking, I'll be careful. I won't fall. Nobody plans to fall, right? Shower chairs are a great idea if you have difficulty with your balance, if you're less steady when you close your eyes, if you have numbness in your feet. Because we have to close our eyes in the shower most of the time to wash our hair, wash our faces, people, as we get older especially, rely more and more heavily on our vision for our balance. So if you're having problems with being, let's say, when your eyes are closed, the bathtub is a great place to be sitting so that you don't have to be concerned about losing your balance because your eyes are closed. The same thing goes for when you're walking in your bedroom at night or anywhere in the house at night. That's why it's so important to make sure there's some kind of light on. Even if you've been in your home for many, many years, and you know where everything is. If your balance is off because there's difference in sensation in your feet, if you are having difficulty with your balance, we do rely so much more heavily on our eyes for balance. So if it's dark and you happen to turn your head, that could be enough to throw you off. So having well-lit areas when you're up and moving about is so important. This is called a transfer tub bench. If you do have trouble stepping over the side of your tub, this is a really great option. You just sit down on the outside and scoot yourself over. Walking on slippery surfaces. Winter is coming. So there is no doubt that safely navigating icy surfaces is challenging, but penguins have figured it out. So we can and should learn from them. I'm going to see if I can get this to run. Yay. So this is kind of gratuitous, but I just, they're so cute.
I love it. That's great.
Okay. So, uh-oh. Now I have to get back out. This was not an issue before. My apologies. I'll be with you as soon as I can.
There you go. It was worth sharing again. It's off now.
Okay.
That was really cute.
They're just so adorable. Okay. Oh, is it going to do that to me again? Oh, my apologies. I was really hoping that I would have this down pat.
Bottom right,
I'm sorry.
bottom right
Bottom right.
of the video.
I think you're there now. Yep.
Nope.
Yep. There you are. Very good. Now, when you come back to the video, if it says sharing, if there's a place to say stop sharing on it too.
Yes. Oh my, this is exactly what I was worried about.
No,
My apologies, y'all.
just share your screen again. We'll see your.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Are we good?
No, not yet. We're just seeing you.
Oh, well, that's dreadful.
No, it's not bad, but we need if you want us to see the PowerPoint.
Oh, I practiced.
Make Bill the co-host and then blame him.
That's a brilliant idea. I wish I'd thought of that.
That's my good friend Peter Kerr from the Valley, and he would always be so kind to me. I know.
Okay, I think I have it now.
There you are. Play from current slide.
There we go. My apologies, everyone. Okay, so there are 5 ways you can embrace your inner penguin and increase your chances of staying upright this winter when walking on icy and slippery surfaces. Keep your hands out of your pockets and your arms slightly to the sides to provide an easy counterbalance if your foot should slip. So a lot of times people are like they're cold, so the hands are shoved into the pockets. It's definitely one of them out to the side so that you can use them to help maintain your balance. You want to walk with your feet slightly wider apart than normal. This will give you a bigger base of support and make it harder for you to lose your balance. You want to bend your knees. Maintaining a small bend in your knees increases the activity in your leg muscles. It actually also lowers your center of gravity and will make it easier to correct for any loss of balance that you might find. Walk flat-footed. Place your foot on the ground all at the same time instead of planting the heel down first. Putting the heel down first allows a much greater chance of everything just kind of heel, foot down flat, keeps your center of gravity right where it needs to be. Reducing the length of your step to keep your body weight on top of your feet is also extremely helpful. So the takeaways are, it's important to understand the factors that affect your risk of having a fall. You have the power to reduce your risk of falling, to improve your health span by implementing some simple strategies now, including strength, balance, and flexibility exercises, and by maintaining a safe home environment. Making deposits in your bank account of health and safety today while you're feeling well can pay dividends tomorrow. Zoomers and Spring Physiotherapy offer an online fitness program called the Club Z Fitness Program. They are live in studio and online classes, and there is also an extensive recorded library. There are 3 levels of difficulty. So from very simple to people who are ready for more of a challenge. Classes are led by our physiotherapists, and you'll get real-time feedback while you exercise. And one of the reasons that's so important is that a lot of times when we're doing exercises, we don't know exactly what our bodies are doing while we're doing something. Everything feels normal, but someone looking at you from the outside can say, oh, your knee is bending in too much this way, and that's not done. Now you're not getting enough strengthening at that hip. For many years, I thought, I'm a physio. I don't need a trainer. I don't need somebody watching me exercise. I know what I'm doing. And then I got a trainer. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't know what I was doing. It made such a big difference just having someone say, tuck your elbow in a little bit. It reduced any discomfort and made me much more powerful, my exercises. So Club Z is much less expensive than a trainer, and you still are getting really quality supervision for your exercises. We have people in Texas taking our online classes, accessible all over the country, and in North America. The focus is on building strength, balance, and flexibility, those 3 very important words. You can stay connected with us. Our website is at springphysio.ca. We have a common Facebook page with Zoomers. We have an Instagram page and a YouTube channel. You can sign up for our free monthly online newsletter, which has free exercise tips and offerings and events. Our owner, Laura Lundquist, says the easiest way to manage an injury is not to have one at all. And the easiest way and best way to avoid an injury is to have improved balance, strength, and flexibility. All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it and appreciate your patience.
That's great, Judy. One of the questions that's in the chat already is, what about falling forward? When you were talking about the different ways we could fall, this writer did not think you mentioned the problems of falling forward.
There are several things. If you're having problems with falling forward, I'm wondering if there isn't some very significant issues with strength in your hips and maybe even in your ankles. If you are falling forward using some kind of assistive device, like a cane or a walker, sounds like it'd be a really good idea. I can't give you tons of information about knowing more what's going on, but if you are actively falling in any direction, I think that getting to see a physio and being assessed fully to find out where your deficits might be would be really important, regardless of where you are in the country. Finding someone to help you with that, I think, is essential.
Good. All right. Are there any other questions from anyone? Just put them in the chat, and Judy will be happy to answer them. No questions? Give people a moment here. You must have done a really good job outlining everything there was to know, Judy. I don't see any other questions here at all. So, well, that's great. Some thank yous for your informative message. That's great. Thank you all very much. So if there aren't any more questions, I want to, on your behalf, thank Judy Umansky for being with us today and presenting this. As I say, you will be getting a recording of the webinar. And to keep Judy happy, I'll make sure I cut out that little fumble in the middle.
Do appreciate that.
No problem. That's one of the reasons for a little editing. I do want to remind all our viewers that we have a wolf webinar in Wolfville coming up next month on tax relief and keeping more money away from the CRA. If you're interested in learning more about that webinar and you're in the Wolfville or Valley area, then go to our website, which is www.carp, Nova Scotia, all spelled out, .ca, and you'll see the full information on the webinar and how you can register for it. And our social, our holiday social is coming up on November 25th in the afternoon from 2 to 4. Once again, that information is all on the website. And there is one other question here, Judy, before I let you go, and that is aquafit a good exercise?
It's a lot depends on what your physical status is. I would, before you start any exercise program, you want to check with your doctor and make sure that's okay. Aquafit is really good if because the water is buoying you up, so you don't have so much pressure going down through your joints. Some people really find it wonderful and really helpful. And you just want to make sure that you're working with someone who's at a level that you're comfortable with. If you're with someone who's like pushing you too hard and you don't feel comfortable, you need to go back a level maybe and wait till you're a little stronger. You just want to make sure you're in the right level of exercise for you.
There we are. Very good. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Judy. We will send this recording to everybody when it's ready. And thank you all for watching the CARP webinar tonight.
Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.